The child here looks brain drained. Well, he looks too stressed. Is his exams going on? Is the subject history? Well, don't worry, the exams will soon get over and he'll be stress-free. But in geography, the meaning of brain drain is completely different. Let's see what's the meaning of brain drain. It is the movement of people, healthy, skilled, professional people from one country to another. For example, teachers, doctors, engineers, economists, in order to gain better living conditions, to pursue higher education, and for improving their life. Right? So this is known as brain drain. It is also called human capital flight. The global demand for health professionals and doctors drive Indians abroad despite of acute domestic shortage services in healthcare workers in their own country. For instance, Indian doctors are called and offered better job opportunities in developed nations like Australia, Canada. So they move out there, and here there's a shortage of health professionals. So this is known as brain drain, as these healthy professionals, these educated and skilled professionals, are assets to their own country. So what exactly is a brain drain? Brain drain is also known as human capital flight. So from this image here, what do you understand? You see that all of these are clearly skilled in their separate respective fields. You can see dancers, chef, you can also see businessmen and many other such people, or maybe a musician too, who are skilled in their own field, right? So you see them all migrating out from one country to another, which only means taking all the skills out of their country and moving out to some other country, in the case of which the host country will benefit out of the skills of each of these professionals and not the country of origin. So this situation is known as brain drain. For example, as I just mentioned earlier, Indian doctors move out to developed nations like Australia and Canada and USA, UK, where they have better job opportunities, where they have higher wages, higher income for the same service they'll be giving in their own country, right? So this situation of brain drain is actually the movement of skilled professionals out of their own country to other country for improving their lifestyle, for better opportunities of livelihood. Therefore, the global demand for highly skilled and educated people makes the productive population, yes, to be noted, productive population of people who have certain acquired skills and they can be very useful. They are the working population. So it is the movement of skilled and educated people that makes up the productive population. They leave their home country in search of better jobs, and they do that in more developed countries. They generally move from developing countries to more developed countries like USA, UK, Canada, Australia, etc. So this is what is known as brain drain. So in our last few lessons of migration, we learnt that migration is the movement of people from one place to another for various reasons. It can be temporary or permanent. It can be short-term or long-term. It can be voluntary or involuntary, that is forced migration. However, we also need to note down that the movement of people is not always beneficial for the sending country or for the receiving country, right? If health personnel or skilled people are moving out in huge numbers from the home country to other country, then it can be very non-beneficial for the home country, whereas on the other hand, it can be very, very useful or beneficial for the country who's receiving them, that is the receiving or the host country. So this is what is brain drain or human capital flight. Now, just like migration has various push and pull factors, that is reasons that lead people to move out of a country or move into a country, similarly even brain drain or human capital flight has its own reasons of movement. So the causes of brain drain can be divided into two broad headings, that is the push factors and the pull factors. So the push factors are generally seen in the developing countries, the countries that are still in the process of being developed, while the pull factors can be seen in the developed countries, as I mentioned earlier, like USA, UK, Canada, Australia, right? So causes of brain drain can be push factors that push people out of the country of origin or the developing countries mostly, and the pull factors are the second category or second causes of brain drain that are mostly present or mostly seen in the developed countries that pull in or they are inviting generally for those intelligent and skilled people who are looking for better job prospects. Now, let's first look at the push factors, the reasons that push people out of the country of origin. Low earnings and low prospects of earning or livelihood, then lack of facilities for training or education, lack of funds for research and training again, and poor work culture. Many other reasons like war, political unrest, unemployment, and many such reasons can be grounds for movement. Now, let's take for example the partition of India of 1947. After the independence of India, that is India-Pakistan partition was one of the major causes for one of the worst and the largest human migration, forced human migration to another country, right, in the 20th century. So wars causing political and social instability can be a major push factor for people moving out of the country of origin. It is estimated that around 12 million people were displaced in the divided province of Punjab and 20 million in the Indian subcontinent as a whole. So you can see what loss of huge population was India facing during this partition. So the risk of life, the risk of property, the risk of the rights and freedoms being curbed can be the major push factors for people to move out of their country involuntarily. Well, I hope all of you know this personality. Yes, he is Albert Einstein. But do you know something very interesting about this person in the history? Well, even he had to move out or migrate to another land, a completely new land, due to some major push factors. So here is another picture showing you the migration landing card of Einstein. So where did he move? Well, he moved or he migrated to North America to protect himself from Nazi persecution that was going on in Germany, right? So during his time, the Jews were tortured and they were kept in concentration camps during the Nazi rule in Germany. So the social inequality and unsafe environment led or forced Albert Einstein to move out, and he fled to North America from Germany. So persecution on the grounds of race, religion, social customs or orthodoxy, or political choices can be major push factors for people to move out, to be forced out to migrate to another land and leave their home and family behind, right? So all these factors are quite unfortunate, but we are the ones who are responsible for them largely, and we need to be very, very careful on our part so that we do not lead to such conditions that people have to leave their country and family and move out. So it is very obvious that in such unsafe environment, people will move out to countries where they will get the political stability. There will be no discrimination on the grounds of race, religion, social customs, and people will be able to live in peace. So here, the migration or the brain drain or human capital flight becomes very, very obvious. So before we proceed with our lesson, could you help me answer this question? So which of the following is not a push factor, right? Is it political instability, low income, good health facilities, or social discrimination? Yes, it is quite clear that the right answer is good health facilities. Come on, good health facilities cannot be the reason for people to move out or leave their country and go to some other country. While the others mentioned here can be important push factors that can lead to people moving out of the country, or that can lead to human capital flight simply. So far we've looked at the push factors. Now it's time to look at the pull factors that is generally present in the developed countries, right? So better educational opportunities. It is one of the major pull factors that attract intelligent, educated and skilled people to countries to pursue higher and better educational facilities, right? So this is one of the major pull factors. Other than that, we also have higher income, one of the most common pull factors that leads to healthy personnel moving out of their country of origin for better job prospects, for higher income and for a better living. And finally, we also have better research facilities. So people who are professional in their own fields obviously need proper training facilities, proper research facilities so that they can carry on with their research and they can help in countries' development. So if their own country is not ready to provide them with good research facilities, then how will they be able to contribute to their country? And so they have to move out of the country where they are offering them with good research facilities so that they can carry on with their research and they can do good with their career. So we can clearly say that pull factors usually include higher employment rate, higher salary and perceived increase in the quality of life. Now, besides higher income, good research facilities, higher educational opportunities, we also have good work culture, appreciation and freedom at work acting as major pull factors for people. Now for say you are in a very good company, you are working restlessly and giving the best you can to the company. However, the company is not providing you with the right kind of appreciation for your work, or you don't have enough freedom at work to keep your point of views, and you also do not have a good work culture there. Will you still be able to continue with your contribution? I don't think so. This doesn't last long. It doesn't work in a long run. So for people to keep working hard with the same capacity and with the same confidence to contribute equally to the company's well-being, to the company's welfare, they have to have a good work culture, the right kind of appreciation for their work, and of course freedom at work. They should be given the freedom to express and to keep their point of view, right? So such pull factors will motivate the highly skilled and intelligent people to migrate from their country into another country to earn a better living, to the country where they'll be offered such pull factors, right? So these pull factors act as very important determinants of people migrating out of their country of origin and moving into the new country. Now, as we saw in our previous slides, that political and social instability can be a good major reason for people to move out of the country, or they can be important push factors. Similarly, political stability and national unity can be important pull factors of any country that will invite health personnel and skilled people to their country, where they'll be able to live peacefully, where they'll be assured of their rights and freedoms not being curbed but being protected and preserved by the government, right? So these two act as very important pull factors, and this can in turn lead to the economic development of the country. So once the country has strong national unity and political stability, when these two grounds are assured, then there is definitely a chance of economic development, which will be very inviting for any health personnel, right? So pull factors, again, as I told, can be very motivating for highly intelligent people who want to have a better living. Now here's a very inspiring story of the father of our nation, and that is Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, returned to India from South Africa to lead his country's freedom struggle and change the lives of Indians forever. So we have been mentioning that people move out of the country for better job prospects, for better living conditions, or to acquire higher health and educational facilities. Well, similarly, even Mahatma Gandhi moved out of India in search of better job prospects, or in better prospects rather. But however, he returned back to his homeland. He returned back to India when India needed him. Right? He became the father of our nation. He led India's freedom struggle and changed the lives of Indians forever. Right? So he is very inspiring for the young citizens of India who now want to go out for better prospects to improve their lifestyle. We definitely have the right to go out and to do good with our lives and careers, but it is our responsibility to come back to our country and give back what we have learned from our homeland. So there's a positive impact of brain drain, right? So people can move out of the country and go to developed nations. There they can acquire more skill and knowledge and come back to their country and then impart that same knowledge and skill to their country's people. Now they can go back to their country, earn there, and send back huge amounts of money. This is what we have seen generally, right? So this positive impact of brain drain actually helps in the country's economic development. It actually helps in the overall economic growth of the country of origin from where people are moving out to more developed nations, right? So this was a positive impact. So skills and techniques acquired from other countries can be utilized by home country for its development. Say for instance, if you get the chance or the opportunity to learn about geography from a teacher who has actually traveled across the world, who can actually give you the live one-on-one hand experience of the huge mountains, of the beautiful seas and the beautiful environment of the country out there. So the skills and knowledge acquired from other countries can actually be utilized by the home country for its development. And for this, we need to be responsible on our part to come back and give back what we have got from our country. But the returning of migrants to their country is not only the responsibility of the migrants, but of the home country as well. And how is that? Let's see. The best policies for encouraging brain circulation and investment from the diaspora is creating business-friendly policies and encouraging entrepreneurship. Quality of life also plays a great role in the decision of immigrants for returning to their home country. Modern housing, good school options for families, and effective healthcare systems all register for priorities for potential returnees. Additionally, returning immigrants would want to review their return as a personal opportunity rather than an obligation to their home country. Therefore, the more personal and professional growth opportunities are there in the homeland, and the more the home country is open to international community, the more the returners believe that they can still be a part of the larger world while staying in their country of origin. So family and teachers are often the ones to play the most important role in instilling the love of one's country into the children, that is the youth population, right? So families and teachers are the first ones to impart knowledge and the correct values in any children. So it is their responsibility to instill the love for one's country, so that even if they have the need to go out of the country for better prospects to improve their livelihood, they must come back to the country and give back what they have learnt or received from the country. So the country, on the other hand, should also be very, very responsible and should be sufficient enough to make the youth population or the country's citizens feel that the government or the country has done enough for their education and livelihood. So it becomes not an obligation but a will to come back to the country and serve your own country, right? So make India a land of opportunity, and then we'll not face the problem of brain drain, of which developing countries like India is a big victim. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers, or to get access to all our 5,000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock test. Get all your doubts resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.